think they had to get round it. That the wide range thing was different enough from the Gibson PAF to not be a direct, you know, to not be like oh, we're going to sue you for stealing a pickup idea. I think Fender wide range is construction-wise different. I know you can buy them now, and it's basically, it's just a humbucker with a different cover on it, but I think there must be fundamentally a different thing to get around the patents. Genuinely quite excited about this. So there might be a what's in the bag, or if it comes in a bag, I don't know. I wonder if I think I might go to the bank first, offer the guy cash. I wonder what else he's got. This is that thing when he goes like that, you know, I've got this. Someone was going to give me an old 70s fuzz wah pedal at one point, they never did. It's like, no, I could just be lying in a drawer, you know, I paid a tenner for it in 1972. I think it's worth a couple £100, but not that I would sell it. I mean, this CSL is not, assuming it's good, it's not a flipper one. It's not. I'm not buying this to sell it. I wouldn't do that. And if it's as good as I think it is, I'm not haggling. You know, try and keep my karma up. I do quite fancy another telly, and I'll have to seriously have a look at whether I can JPAX it. Because I've got no problem JPAXing that the Ibanez RG. You know, it was a 2002, although I think at the time I thought it was a 1993. They made that exact model in 1993 and 1994, and then they made it again in 2000 to 2002 or something like that. The 470, which is basically, it's basically a 550 but without a scratch plate. I think everything else is pretty much exactly the same. So it'll be interesting. Half the fun of these things is looking them up. I couldn't believe how quickly I found it in the Ibanez catalogue. Now obviously CSL would just have bought it from the same factory as Ibanez, Fujigen. So I'm expecting a laminate neck, because apparently Fujigen didn't know how to make, or didn't have the equipment necessary to make a one-piece neck. That's why the Ibanez Blazers were made by Dyna, because they could make what they had the required tools to make one-piece necks. So that for a couple of years the Ibanez Blazer, the original run, were Dyna with their one-piece necks, but before that the Rhodes Stairs were a separate fingerboard, and then after that Fujigen got the Fender Japan contract, and I think one of the things that they did when they got the Fender Japan contract was, well, it's a Fender, we've got to be able to make one-piece necks, so that's when they got the required stuff to make one-piece necks. I assume it's probably a big drill or some sort of router thing. So that's why Blazer only lasted a couple of years, and then it went on to the Rhodes Star 2, which you can get with one-piece necks. I don't like a one-piece neck. I'm very much not expecting on this guitar. I think that Ibanez Silver, I can't remember whether it's a one-piece neck or not. It's a much more accurate, this is prime lawsuit territory though, because I mean even something like that Antoria, I think was just a cheaper guitar at the time. It's got like they've made their own, the saddles are kind of made out of angle iron, and the bridge is a different shape. As I said before, the scratch plate wasn't replaceable with a normal Fender one, so it's a slightly different, the dimensions are slightly different, and also the output jack was on the control plate with the switch, and the switch on that control plate was a Les Paul switch, not a lever switch. So it's not as accurate a copy, whereas I think this one I'm going to look at is close as damn it, a 1969 Fender, and being what it is, it wouldn't surprise me if it was actually a better guitar than a 1971 Fender. Because that was why the lawsuit thing started coming out. They were quite happy. Gibson and Fender weren't really that bothered about people making cheap versions of their guitars if they were noticeably different. That's fine, it's like it's not a real Les Paul, it's not a real Telecaster, look, the bridge is wrong, blah blah blah. They've not got the right switches on it. But then the Japanese started going, why don't we just make them better? So they made them like the 60s ones, or they made them pre-CBS type, but to the design of the CBS ones, but made them more like the original ones, so I think they're actually better guitars. So this could be, I'm just totally hoping there's not a zero missing off the advert. I don't think there would be. I don't think someone would be asking 1,400 quid for one. It could be stupid. It could be a fucking super bargain. As far as fucking super bargains go, I'm not sure I'm ever going to beat my Ibanez Blazer though. 25 quid for a 1981 second top of the range Ibanez Blazer. Although to be fair, it did. The guy said all the electrics were missing when they weren't, and it had been badly gloss painted in the 80s and hadn't been even. I don't think it had been out of the attic since 1990 or something like that. So it was goosed, you know, but it was still 25 fucking quid. And again, you can sit there with the argument of, oh, how does a 1981 Ibanez Blazer, second top of the range, compare to a Fender Strat from then? Pretty damn well. If you wait another couple of years, a Fender Strat was that guitar, you know, like your Squier JV or the Japanese first Fender Japan ones. Kind of think that is basically what the Blazer is, slightly different. We design tweaks, you know, it's got slightly hooked horns on it, the pickups are stupidly powerful, and it's brass, not entirely brass bridge. Yeah, got a big massive brass block on the back of the bridge, but the base plate's brass and saddles are brass, and the knobs are brass, and the nuts brass, so it's brassy. Yeah, well, that's me nearly at Scott's. I hope I don't fill out this video first, but I mean, hey, it's a Guitar Safari and I've been shouting the whole time. I've got a sandwich I haven't eaten yet. Rocking, so I'll see you probably in Scott's car when we're going to have a wee look over there, see what's going on. Hey YouTube! Guitar Safari! I'm trying to shout so you can hear me over the rumbling road noise. Yeah, so I've seen a guitar this morning on Facebook Marketplace. Like, oh, really? That guitar? Yeah, so it's a CSL, actually it's a retired chap who I don't think has Facebook, so the advert was done by his pal, so I got a phone number and I actually phoned up with a phone. It's actually not that easy to use my phone as a phone. It's alright when there was buttons, so I had the number typed in, I could send it, didn't realise actually how to use my phone as a phone. Yeah, so it's a Telecaster, and I was talking, oh, roadworks, I was talking the other day about looking at my J-Pax collection, thinking I'm about due for another J-Pax guitar, and it's like really the only thing really missing from my J-Pax collection is a Telecaster. Right. But so I saw this and I thought, oh, yes. So Mr. White's going to love this. It's I can't remember, is it the Custom? Oh, what are you doing? It's like, oh, there's a good light. I'll just go really slow towards it. Right, let's get through it, 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 let's get through it. We got through it, woo! Yeah, so it's like, it's, I don't know when the Telecaster Custom came out. It's the one that's got a humbucker in the neck and a single coil in the bridge, and like Les Paul type controls. You know, 2 volumes and 2 tones. Doesn't have the original knobs. Not complaining. He's also replaced. I phoned up the guy's replaced the pickups. So he's got a sort of strange thought on his app. Yeah, it's actually got Fender. It's got a Fender neck. But because apparently the Japanese actually use Fender necks, and it's like, I didn't want to say no, it isn't. I haven't actually committed to buying it. I didn't say I'm taking this. I just said can I come and see it, because I'm not 100% sure whether I kind of am now though. I said I think there's a 90% chance it's going to be absolutely amazing. Scott said 97%. But I found the guitar. It's got a funny truss rod cover on it. And I thought, oh, that's kind of like my Antoria one. It's got like a metal truss rod cover. This one's got a white plastic truss rod cover, which looks really odd. It's really the only thing on the guitar, apart from not saying Fender on it, that makes you go, oh, it's not a Fender. So it's got like a really weird wee white plastic truss rod cover on the headstock. So I found it, 1971 Ibanez catalogue. So I'm going for it being that guitar from about that era. The advert actually says from the late 80s, but the guy who I phoned up, who obviously didn't put the advert up, said, oh, it's like a 60s, 70s thing. It's a bit more like it. He wasn't impressed with the original pickups, so he's put Fender pickups in it. And it's like, I get the impression that those Fender pickups may have been put in this in the 70s. So it might, there's a possibility the situation here is I'm buying one Fender pickup and getting everything else free. Not really sure. But it's funny because it's kind of weird the way it's turned out to be a telly, because I was saying, oh, I need quite like a J-Pax telly, and then it's black. So I saw it and thought, oh, I could paint that. But I mean, really, we are talking Squire money here. Not even cheap broken Squire money. So I'm quite looking forward to it. I sent it to Scott. By the time I sent it to Scott, I decided I was going to contact the guy in case Scott wanted it. But I think it might be pure amazing. I've actually done, it reminded me immediately of an Ibanez Silver. I don't think it's Silver Cadet, Silver Series, Silver something. I did a demo. I've had one in before because the bridge pickup was broken. I wanted it rewired, so I rewired it, and it was like selling this, because although I've said this many times, probably not relatively recently, but for me a Telecaster, really want it to have the metal control plate, you know, with the three-way switch. That's one of the things for me makes it a Telecaster. This one doesn't. This one's got the big massive ugly scratch plate on it. But I'm willing to accept that. And the four knobs, which is and the toggle switches up at the top, kind of like a Les Paul type thing. But that was Fender's idea with it, I suppose, was make a more like a Les Paul, because it's got like the four knobs on it, like a Les Paul. It's got the switch in the same place, and it's got a humbucker in it, or humbucker. So I think there was a humbuckers version as well. But the thing about as I was saying there, about the things that I think make a telly, part of the telly thing is it's got to have the bridge with the pickup in it to be a proper telly. That's how I managed to justify the FGN guitar Telecaster, because it's the only actual Telecaster I've got, as in, okay, it's not exactly the right shape, and it's got a slightly angular headstock, which I actually really rate. I keep seeing other FGN tellies and they've got the same headstock that Scott's sort of Super Strat has, which is totally fine on a Strat, but a telly has got to, for me, has to have a telly-ish headstock. And the one on my FGN, because it's a 2019 or 2020, has got a sort of telly, but a bit chopped up. I like the headstock on that one. There's one of them for sale actually on Facebook Marketplace just now, 330 quid. Someone's replaced the pickups in it, and it's black, but it's basically my one, but it doesn't have the cool headstock. So even at that, if you're thinking about buying a Telecaster, just like have a look at your Squire Classic Vibes. Don't buy any of them. Go and buy that FGN. Different league. It's not even a comparable thing. You know, I mean, yeah, yes, compare the FGN to a Japanese Fender, you know, at 1100-1200 quid. Compare it to that, it probably won't win. It won't be as nicely finished, not as shiny, but whereas I suppose the Classic Vibe will be shiny. Yeah. So I was doing a wee bit of work on that Epiphone Les Paul again last night, talked to the guys. So I've been, oh, could you check the frets? So I had to do the frets on it as well. And I've so far resisted actually saying I really don't like that guitar. I showed Scott the video. I as soon as I did that video of it, I immediately, as soon as I hit stop, I just hit record again and went, right, here's what I really think. Had a bit of a rant for 10 minutes about how much I hate that particular guitar. I'm quite pleased I didn't put that out though, because actually quite a few folk who I know, you guys, I recognise the names, are like pure, oh, I've got one of them and blah blah blah, it's really great and stuff, and it's just, yeah, totally, it's fine. I'm trying to say that there is a fair whack of a taste thing, and maybe I just don't have any, but there's also a fair whack of it's a shit guitar. Like if you look at it just on paper or in, you know, mechanically, rather than, you know, oh look at the famous people that play one that looks like this. To be honest, I think my main gripe against that particular model of guitar, whether it's the Gibson one or the Epiphone one, they're very expensive for what you get, or you can get a much better guitar by somebody else that doesn't look like that is better, every category. Really. Yeah, so Telecasters. So I'm going to say 72 custom, but it can't be a 72. So the custom, for some reason that's rolling off my tongue, the 72 custom. So it's not a 72 custom, because this one, the Ibanez copy's in the 71 catalogue. So it must be a 69 Deluxe. Something like that. I'm trying to think. I think the 72 custom is the one with 2 humbuckers in it. But this could be interesting. Looking forward to it. Scott wants to come because they get the way the advert was worded. I think there might be more stuff kicking about. Not that I can afford any more stuff, but I wonder what else he's got. I'm thinking because this guy doesn't have the internet, he's recovering from a heart bypass, he said. I've got a funny feeling he maybe hasn't played for a long time, like 20 years. So I think if you go back 20 years, or maybe a wee bit more than that, 25 years, the sort of price he's looking at is probably what the guitar was worth then. Probably. As opposed to what it's worth now. CSL's not a big brand name. I'm just looking at it thinking that Tempest, my Tempest Strat, if it's anything like that, it's going to be flipping amazing. Vigigen build again, so that could be interesting. It looks better than a wee Antoria, which I really like, which I've still not refretted. But that's a bit of a botch, not a botch job, but it needed work. The pickups in it had been made, were gone basically. You've probably seen it hanging on my wall. I put Fender Duosonic pickups in it, and in the middle someone had cut a humbucker hole, and because it wasn't very Telecaster shaped, it was not a normal Telecaster scratch plate, didn't cover the hole where the middle pickup had been routed, so I had to, basically it was make a scratch plate or stick a humbucker in the middle. So I wired that one with a pretty cool looking, I think it's like a modern Ibanez pickup. I put in it with a cool cover on it in chrome. So I've got the 2 Duosonic pickups, which are like sort of poleless, plain white covers. They look a wee bit like EMGs. I put white jazz bass knobs on it, and this middle humbucker. So the way it's wired, it's got push-pull pots under both the volume and the tone. So if the pots are pushed in, you've basically got the Telecaster, just 2 single coils with a 3-way Les Paul toggle type switch on it. But if you pull the pots in, if you pull the pots out, it uses either one of the coils from the humbucker, the one that is opposite wind to the neck pickup, for example. It goes in series with the neck pickup, so you've basically got a humbucker in the neck, and then it does the same with the bridge pickup. There's some crazy things going on there which I don't really electronically understand. They seem to work okay on their own, but when you put them on both together it becomes out of phase. I'm not sure exactly why that happens. I think it might be a sort of physical phase thing, because I think the humbucker, the neck pickup, is linked in with the one on the other side, you know, like the bridge coil of the humbucker in the middle. So I think the two pickups are kind of overlapping a little bit. Like the two made up pickups are kind of overlapping each other. And I'm going to refret that guitar though, because I really like it. It's just, the thing is, the frets are just gone, so it's a bit. So really, that's the only thing I think could be wrong with this guitar. I didn't want to commit to buying it in case, because it's so old and it's an unknown element, whether, you know, the frets might be completely goosed on it. It's like, I really can't be bothered doing a refret. To be honest, at the price, it would still be within the realms of doable. If I was to pay 200 quid to get a refret done, I'd probably still be doing okay, but I really don't want to be doing the refret if I can avoid it. I've already got the Antoria and my Tokai to do. Although I did for that, the J-Pax Flying V, I did it had a fret missing. What had happened is, at some point when the neck was screwed on, someone had screwed a screw in too far, which I suppose is a good thing, that they hit the, I think they hit the bottom of one of the frets, pushed it out. Whereas if they hadn't hit the bottom of the frets, it's possible they would have drilled a hole right through the fingerboard. Oh right, I see the problem. Arseholes. Sorry, I'm talking the various traffic things. So, Guitar Safari. Quite excited about it. But again, if you'd said to me a couple of weeks ago, well, I don't know, see, if you'd said to me before I had that Ibanez Silver Series, I'd be like, Telecaster Custom, or Deluxe, whatever it is. I think it's a Deluxe. No, not really my thing. I would rather have a proper telly, but I've got a proper telly, so I've managed to justify having this one. Also, the fact it's black. My first thought were, oh, I could get Jennifer to. She was talking about giving me money for a guitar body that I got, like far too much money. Basically, at the second day I went over, second day I went over, third day I went over, and a boot full of guitars. That included that Epiphone SG, my what is now Tartan bass, the Fernandez. They were in the boot. I was like, oh, you paint these, and then before I went in, she was like, oh, I don't want to paint anyone else's guitars, we're not going to do my own. Like, so the way I got a couple of weeks later, I managed to get I gave her the Epiphone SG in payment for painting my bass, which was a fair enough deal. And that the wee Yamaha guitar body was in the boot the whole time. I was just going to give it to her. So I gave it to her last week. She was like, oh, that's lovely, that's great. Like, okay, it's fine. So she's going to paint that and give me a stupid amount of money for it. So I'm not taking any money for that because it's no use to me anyway. And I'll maybe get her to paint one instead. So I'm not sure about this Telecustom though. It depends what sort of condition it's in. It kind of looks really nice. The guy was like, yeah, oh, you'll know that from looking at the photos, and it's like there was one photo, not even a super good photo. So I'm interested to see what it's got. I mean, if he's upgraded, if he wasn't impressed with the pickups to put Fender ones in it, I wonder if he's upgraded the tuners. I mean, the possibility is it's, you know, it might have replacement tuners on it, and if you're going to do these things in the 70s, you couldn't buy, well, you could buy second-hand shit tuners, but you didn't. Okay, now we're class, oh, Wilkinson tuners, they're really good. You know what I mean? But I think you'll find that these are more likely to be, you know, actual Fender ones, or proper original Grovers or Schollers or Klussens, actual Klussens, something like that. Not sure. It doesn't really, it wouldn't bother me. I would leave the original ones on anyway, because even though they look like the shit ones, you know, the ones that have got like the sort of cover on it that comes off and you're held on with the cover. Just because, you know, you get guitars that have got them that are a bit shit. When they were making them in 1971 in Japan, they made them out of really good metal, so although they look like the shit ones, they're not. They're proper quality. It would be tempting, obviously, to add a coil split if it's got a humbucker. I wonder what kind of pickup it is in the neck. I noticed it's got the holes for the Fender wide range pickup, which that Ibanez had before. It had the original wide range pickup in it, because it's got 4 screw holes holding it up. He's like, I didn't like it, so he's put another pickup in. He said a Fender one, but I mean, I think it must be the bridge pickup that's Fender, because I don't think Fender made humbuckers in the 70s. Might be wrong. Hey, so Guitar Safari was successful. Lovely guy. Rick, cheers. And I now own a CSL Telecaster. I was trying to think of this in the car on the way over. It's a... Is this... Fine.
That was that.
I didn't haggle.
No.
No.
No. That's a brilliant deal. The guy's just done you a solid deal.
Yes. Yes, no, it's rather nice.
Vintage Telecaster then.
Proper vintage Telecaster with, he said Fender pickups in it, which unfortunately not the original pickups, but he did have the original pickups in a bag, so I've got the original pickups as well.
Mad.
Yes. No, lots of fun. Made in Japan, made, as I said in the video when I was driving over. It's in the Ibanez 71 catalogue, and this is a funny looking wee truss rod cover, which makes me think it's that one, because you wouldn't get that on anything else.
Definitely looks like an early 70s Telecaster to me as well.
Yes, three-piece neck.
I wonder what this bus is doing. He's just kind of hanging about there. He doesn't seem to... Hold on. He's just feeling about the tune himself.
Yeah, sometimes when you pick up a guitar, it actually kind of reminds me, it does remind me of the Tempest Strat. Now you go and you just put it up and you just go, yeah. And okay, I've not checked anything else on it, but you just put your hand around the neck and you go, a wee bit like my Bullet, Squire Bullet as well, it was the same. I'll buy this, fix it up, sell it, grab hold of the neck. Oh, I'm keeping this one. Yeah.
Where now?
I don't know.
I'm fucking starving.
Food?
Of some sort.
I'm easy. I've already had a sandwich in the car on the way over, I remember.
I think I know where it is. There's a charity shop next door as well. You can hit up, it's always got music stuff in it. Always got music stuff.
Yeah, you're after a CSL 70s Telecaster?
I wish. I wish, right, when you go.
Should be fun. So Mr. Whitesnake, there you go. When you were talking about it last night, it's like, I'm going to buy a brand new guitar, a Squire telly with humbuckers. There you go, I got one.
I'm just going to go for it, right?
Yeah, go for it. You've got speed on your side. Mike is right. Yeah. So, guy going to try this out. His wife just shat it when I turned on the wee Black Star amp. It's like, oh! Oh, what's that?
I'll straight over there dialing things down.
Yeah, it's quite funny. It's quite funny. He's selling other stuff. He's got a Schecter Strat as well, but he's not selling it. Be interested to see what that Schecter Strat's like.
Similar to your Schecter telly. He looks like a man who liked quality stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely a man who liked his quality items. And he looked after that telly. I mean, it's really decent.
Yeah. I should have asked him when he bought it.
Well, I think he knew it was early 70s, right, by the way he was talking about it.
Yes.
So I wonder if did he buy it new, I wonder?
I don't think so. I bet you he's just been one of those that just got that thing. I think he should have a telly. Yeah, so he's bought like a decent quality telly, just like a second hand. Because I mean, these things probably were only that. See, if you go back 25, 30 years, that probably was a 150 quid guitar.
I remember the first Telecaster Deluxe I saw back in 77, I think it was an Ibanez one, and it was Cormax. They had those as well, the CMI brand.
CSL?
CSL.
Oh, maybe that's what CMI might be the one I'm getting mixed up. Maybe that's the Cardiff Musical Instruments.
Could be.
So CSL. Need to look them up. I've never actually played.
I don't think that is, though. I think I've seen that before, and it's just one of the subsidiaries of Ibanez.
No, it's not really a subsidiary. They just bought guitars from the same place that Ibanez did.
Yeah.
So I think it will be a London music shop or a
something
or a shop in,
like Grant.
Like Grant, who's the Scottish one, or Arbiter, or Shaftesbury.
I've seen CSI before, though.
What about CSL?
CSL, sorry, I've seen CSL.
I've played a Les Paul recording by them before.
I've played a Strat before. Should have said it was your Tempest.
Yeah. Well, I found my when I was looking through, I found my exact Tempest 100% by CMAR in the Ibanez catalogues. So, same factory. Basically, it's the telly. So this is deluxe or the custom?
That's a telly deluxe.
Deluxe. The custom's got two humbuckers.
Yeah. It's a belter. That's what it is. You've still got all the original bits as well.
Yes. Imagine having the original wide range pickup. Obviously, I'd want that in it. Oh, that one's better. Yep.
Any normal person would have just sold that straight away. Okay, you want to put that in there? 150 quid. There you go. It's worth it.
But he knew what YouTube was. I think he doesn't have Facebook, which is fair enough. It's, have you got like an email? Yep.
Simple.
Yes. He's going to send me some pictures of stuff he's selling. You don't want to tell like, Mum.
Well, yeah. Obviously, I can't afford it. I'm just wishful thinking. I've got a vanity weld.
Yeah. If anyone welds,
No, the welding's getting done. I think it does auto electrics in the Glasgow area. Hit me up.
I still want to have a go at it.
Yeah, well, I found probably the problem for the back of the van when I was having it worked up recently. They opened up one of the side areas and something's cut through one of the underside wheel things, and it's cut through two of the wires going.
Alright, I could probably replace those wires to start with, yes. The problem is just end up never coming around to you as we start talking about doing these things. I just end up talking shit, playing the guitars and not actually doing it.
We could do Macau this afternoon.
Yeah, those poppy things.
Are going mental at me because I've not fixed it and I've got the bits to fix.
Yes, I will do that. And it doesn't. You can just do that on the street. It should be easy. Stupid poppy things. Yeah. Cool. So, Guitar Safari success.
Yes, Guitar Safari.
Well, it's assuming successful as I got another guitar. It's too nice to be JPAG, so I don't think I can. I don't think I can paint this.
Well, it's not too nice. You know what I mean? It's too collectible.
Yeah.
If there was 100,000 of those guys kicking around, then yeah, no problem at all. But there isn't.
Yeah, if it was a Mexican Squire, a Mexican Fender or something, yeah, totally.
There's a gazillion of them, but there's not a gazillion of them in that good condition.
No. Even if it was all scratched and chipped and hand painted, I would have got it done. But no,
it's too good.
It's too good.
Look at that neck, yeah, champion bastard.
The neck's absolutely gorgeous. No fret board wear, which you often get in these because it's got a lacquered neck. I don't think the frets actually are worn down. I think they're just tiny frets.
I think they're a wee bit square. They need a crown. They need crowned. Not immediately.
Yeah.
But they do need crowned.
Yeah.
Once they get flat, it's when you start losing sustain really. Slightly. You don't really notice it when you're a high gain guitar player. But if you're clean, you notice that they're not as good sustain because there's flatness at the top of the fret. It's more surface area.
Yep. And I didn't even look to see how it was set up. It's set up like to play like a Formula 1 car.
It really is though, it's brilliant.
It's like when you get to the point when you pick up a guitar and play it, you just go, this is fucking amazing.
It's pretty good.
I don't know what the setup issue is, or I don't know. I mean, maybe it's already brilliant.
Well, for the price, the only thing that could have been wrong with it would have been a setup issue, because Japanese guitars are... You'd have to treat it extremely badly to kill it. It's hard to kill.
Well, it could have been worn out frets.
Even that.
Or damage.
It's an easy thing to take care of.
Maybe. We'll see what happens when I do the Antoria.
It's easy.
Yeah.
I need to wonder why you've not done all your guitar. No, you're okay. You can level frets like good. You're fast at it. Then we rasp.
Rasping a bastard file.
Yeah.
An angle grinder. Not tried using that.
No.
Wait till I found some attachments or a drill, you know, the fluffy things you got for the Dremel. I've got some drill ones of them I found upstairs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had an angle grinder one at one point, but I think that's just like how clean do you want your guitar? Do you want any of the paint on it?
Jesus, yeah.
Just polish it up nicely.